All right, we're going to talk about X now. So this is a topic that I added to the curriculum tonight because boys and girls, a lot of people were asking me about X. Now we're going to talk about both blocking and AI. So don't worry, we're going to get to both topics. This was something I've been slammed with. So I want to talk about both. I think my first point here is about blocking. Okay. Blocking is coming back to X. Blocking is changing at X. Blocking is changing. The way it will work is when you block somebody, that's going to prevent them from interacting with you. So when you block them, they will not be able to respond to you, to, directly reply to you, whatever else. Like they're not going to be able to interact with your page. However, they're going to be able to see your public posts. So they can still see your tweets. They can't interact with you. It's more than a mute. It's more than a mute because it stops interaction. Because mute doesn't stop interaction. It does stop interaction with your page. So you're not going to, so once again, you'll be able to see, but not interact. And a lot of people are freaking out about this. A lot of people are like, oh my God, I'm going to be stalked. I'm going to be stalked. You won't, because they can't. And this is my take. I'm transitioning to my take. You won't, because they won't be able to actually post or interact. Now, can they screenshot what's on your profile and paste it and then say something about it? Yes. However, I know this is a surprise to many people, but it's a nothing burger because people already had stalker and what they call burner accounts. You can easily create a fake account or just another account, go on X, and then just view what's public and then screenshot it, send it over, right? People were already doing this. They've been doing this for years, right? People have had burners for years. It doesn't actually change. All it does is say, okay, you don't have to have a burner now. You don't have to have a burner now. You can just do that. You can see it regularly, right? So it'll drop down on the number of burner accounts. Okay, right? So it's going to stop that. I don't think that's going to be as big of an issue as people put it at. The thing that they were trying to pass, which I think more people are going to be mad about, and it is significant. Once again, this is significant. Okay, is the AI update. Here's the AI update. So the AI update says, by submitting, posting, or displaying content on or through the services, this is in the new TOS, you will grant us a worldwide non-exclusive royalty-free license with sublicense to copy, reproduce, process, adapt, modify, publish, transmit, display, upload, download, and distribute such content in any all media distributions now known or later developed for any purpose. So before we get to AI, this is just them using this. This is on most platforms. This is on Facebook. This part about using the stuff you post is on all other major media platforms. Like this one is there, right? So I don't know if you guys know that, but this one is already on. If you're using Instagram, anything Meta, this is there. Yeah, Adobe for sure, right? If you're using a lot of other social media, this is going to be there. So once again, you need to be very fucking careful what you post publicly on these platforms. And this is just the way it's always been, right? No, this is Twitter, and this is not another one. But anyways, we'll talk about, so I see people mentioning Blue Sky. We'll talk about Blue Sky later, right? Next, for clarity, these rights include curating, transforming, and translating. So this clause, which is already in the terms of service of Meta, of Apple, or whatever else, they go and they clarify what this means. And they clarify this means transforming, curating, and translating, which authorizes us and the rest of the world and let others do the same. You agree this license includes rights for us to analyze the text and other information that you provide and to improve the services, including to use it to train machine learning and artificial intelligence, whether generative or another type. So they're going to use it to train AI. This was already happening. So I just want to point out to you, I know a lot of people are getting mad about this, and this is getting into my take, but just to be very, very clear about this, it was already happening. They were already using that data. This is X making it clear. And by I say they, I mean all of them. I'm about to show you in a second. All of these platforms are already doing this. X is just making it clear they're doing it. And they're doing this because they need to get your consent to be legal, right? Otherwise, there might be some issues with use of data, right? So some people came to me and said, could this be illegal in the EU? Well, if they didn't get your consent and put in the TOS, maybe it's possible. But they're putting in the TOS as felt to cover them, right? They probably were covered anyways to do it, but they added that in there. They added that in there. And in case you guys didn't know, let me just point this out here because a lot of people are freaking out about this. But let me show you real quick. This is posted in August. Meta's new tool quietly scrapes online data to train its AI. Meta's new crawler robot roams all over the internet to gather as much data as it can to train its AI systems. Right? Very few companies block the newest robot from harvesting their content. It's called Meta External Agents, right? Now, while OpenAI had a bot, GPT bot, and OpenAI's entered in some settlements, Meta's not done the same thing. So it doesn't matter. You have a website up, they're going to scrape that. It's publicly posted, they're going to scrape that. And they're going to make the argument, which is going to be really legally hard to defeat, that if you're publicly posting it on a profile and you can see it publicly without even a login, you can just see it. It's public information. Your rights to that, it's going to be difficult to enforce that. It's going to be real difficult to enforce that. Now, some countries will want to fight for that. Some countries will stick up for that. There will be jurisdictions like Japan that would say, no, there's a right there. But proving that they took your individual art to train an AI off of a random internet page, it's going to be very difficult. Very fucking difficult. X put it into writing, which is going to get them a lot of pushback, and a lot of people left a Blue Sky. We're going to talk about Blue Sky in a second. But these other companies are doing it. Let's look at Apple. Apple, NVIDIA, Anthropic used thousands of YouTube videos to train AI without their knowledge, right? Without their knowledge. So this stuff is happening, and it's not just, this is the Western companies that got caught. You know how many Chinese companies are trolling the internet for data? You know how many other companies are going through public data? That's why if you're somebody that wants to protect your stuff, I'm going to say this multiple times, you've got to make sure it's behind a paywall, it's private, it's somewhere where you've got to pay to access that information. So a lot of people migrated over to Blue Sky, right? So we've got Blue Sky over here, which is another Twitter clone. So remember, there's been a lot of Twitter clones. There's been Mastodon, there's True Social, there's all sorts of other ones, and obviously they have political bents. Mastodon is pretty left-wing, True Social, right, whatever, right? Blue Sky, it's been around for a while, but it really hasn't been active till now. And apparently it's been very active with VTubers and VTuber artists, right? And they said right here, welcome to the 100K plus people who joined Blue Sky. Unfortunately, 100K people joining, even 1 million people, I think their maximum users is somewhere near 10 million. It's a drop in the bucket compared to other platforms. And the other problem is, while this is very active, and some of the artists here are good, like this is really good art. There's some really good art here. I like this one. I mean, I'm a fan, right? Really good art. I mean, Brazilian crony, like, I'm fan, right? Fan. But that said, a lot of the people that are, Pol Rissa, yeah, we're getting there. Anyways, a a lot of the people that are moving are smaller artists, indie VTubers, and there are people that are deleting their profiles, but I haven't seen big agencies and people do it. And until, I will tell you right now, until you get a agency that is like a HoloLive or a Niji Sanji or FaZe even, that says we are deleting our Twitter and we are moving entirely to Blue Sky or wherever the fuck they're going to move, right? It's not going to impact the market because at the end of the day, you're going to want to interact with your people on, your people that are on the big agencies, the big corpos, right? The larger indies that are going to be on the other platforms. Maybe they'll also have presence here, like Megalodon VT. Let's bring up Megalodon here. So I got Megalodon, right? She's right here, right? She's on, let me pull up this. I'll do it as a window. Hold on. So Megalodon, she's got her Blue Sky here, right? And once again, I'm not signed in. So this is all public. Everything I see now, I can just, if I was an AI and I'm scraping through, you could just swipe everything. That's just the way that it would work. She's doing pretty good here. She's got a lot of followers, 3.8K. That's pretty decent, right? But here's the thing. She didn't delete her Twitter, right? If you're going to make this work, you got to delete your Twitter. If you're behind this and you really were committed to it, they would have to go over and they were going to make it a thing. They'd have to delete the Twitter, and they don't want to do that. No large indie, no corpo is going to do that. Right? Some people say it's easier to scrape X. Probably, yeah. And I did a little test here. I did a little test for how much the AI is already scraped, and the AI is already really good with VTubers. So my good friend Afix, when we were talking about AI, and he let me know about this AI called Deep Danbury, right? And you can take generic photos like from anywhere on the internet, right? And you can see, okay, does this upload them and see, hey, does it recognize who they are, what it is, etc. Right? So I did a little test with my girl Pecora, because we all love Pecora. We're all big monkey fans on this chat, So I went over here and I looked and I said, okay, let's see if the AI is going to recognize Pecora. It 100% recognized Pecora. Now, is it going to recognize, this is, once again, Deep Danbury AI, upload it. The first tag is Usada Pecora, right? First tag. So it knows, it's already learned who Pecora is. It already knows. And it's not just her official art. Now, this is her official art, right? So you think, okay, it's her official art. That's easy, right? Fan art. 100% Usada Pecora. Now, it's not good enough yet to recognize small VTubers. So it's not gotten to the point, if you pull up a very small VTuber, even like a Kirsha, it's not there yet. It hasn't scraped enough data, but it's going to get there, right? So one of the things with AI is look, I understand artists' point of view, and I get the point. I really deeply get the point and empathize with the fact that it's a craft, it's an art, it takes hours, it's not one-to-one with AI, it is different, qualitatively different than AI, right? I support artists personally. I would buy art from an artist. However, AI is something that isn't going to be at large stopped. There's no legal remedy to stop that. Maybe there will be cases and settlements. OpenAI has had a settlement, right? There's been other places that have settlements. I think it is, oh God, there's another one. Perplexity, I think, AI had a settlement. So there may be settlements and payouts. There may be ways in which the bigger companies come to agreements on how to pay creators. I think that's good. But in general, you're never going to stop all AI from coming out and scraping through and using it for training. That's what happened with Pixar. right? Pixar gave no permission for AI to be trained, but we saw all these AIs that were using Disney and Pixar for training. So it's a bigger problem. And I hate to say it, there's not an easy solution, and there's not a legal solution, right? One lawsuit is not going to do it.